I'm your host, Effie Pilarino, and today I'm with you to tell you two stories, an old one and a new one, like old tech and new tech. So let me start with the old story. We're talking about a financial institution, one of the large ones in the US, fourth in terms of market capitalization. And what you would know in terms of innovation, new technology from this financial institution would probably be Erica and Zelle. Erica, the AI chatbot assistant rather of Bank of America, that has really made a name for itself, for herself, especially during the special conditions this year. Erica is counting over 66 million users, retail and small businesses. And more importantly, Bank of America has quietly but steadily increased its digital transformation. It has managed to process digitally over 90% of the different services that it offers. And as the financial brand recently highlighted with specific facts and figures, they're in the process of integrating consumer apps and services with small business apps and services and wealth management. This integration is a humongous job that is happening and will probably surprise all of us in terms of the innovation stack that is being created in a large organization like Bank of America. And now comes my first story. Once upon a time, in the early 1900s, there was an Italian origin immigrant living in San Francisco. His name, Amadeus Peter Giannini. Any of you that know him probably know him as A.P. Giannini. He was in the banking sector, actually sitting on the board of a bank in San Francisco, and was extremely troubled and concerned by the fact that at the time that bank and every other bank was only giving loans out to wealthy individuals. He actually quit the bank for that reason. Just after a couple of years, in 1906, San Francisco was hit by a catastrophic earthquake. An earthquake that really destroyed the city, homeless people, just pure destruction. A day or two after the earthquake hit the city, and there was of course looting going around, A.P. Giannini decided to go and take to safety the gold and the records of the bank, which he did. He actually hid it in a place where there were produce, oranges and fruit, so nobody could really find it. He swore that he was going to set up a bank for the homeless, the poor, basically to rebuild San Francisco. And so he did. He started by putting a desk, a table, on a street in San Francisco, and there he put a sign, Bank of Italy, and started lending to those that need it. So that is how Bank of Italy was born, which later became Bank of America. This was a time when conventional banks closed for 7 months. Bank of Italy started this new kind of business, giving very small loans to people that needed it, and that is how it all started. Innovation, true innovation, by opening banks in many neighborhoods, by giving installment loans, by creating the first checking accounts and checks, and many other innovative services that created an innovation stack that brought Bank of America to grow and become the institution that we all know. You know, I've been thinking that Warren Buffett has actually, as you all know, reduced his holding to the financial sector. But even though he did that, he actually increased his shareholding in Bank of America. Why? Probably because based on his valuation framework, Bank of America has a moat. And we all understand how difficult it is these days with technology so much available through SaaS or PaaS models. It's so challenging to maintain a moat. Which brings me to the second story that I want to tell you, and this one is more connected and inspired by another Jim. Here we're talking about new tech, about a company that's not even 10 years old, Square. You all know Square with this cool white square gadget that made a name by offering this hardware and software to small merchants. The founders, Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, and Jim McKelvey. Jim has written a story. He's written a comic book also, which I adore, and tells the story. So here we are in compact form. Once upon a time, when Square had developed its cool white square gadget, here comes big tech Amazon and copies them with a black square gadget with the price 30% lower and with full online customer service. Now, how's that for an earthquake for a startup company that has built its value proposition on this gadget? Of course, managerial meetings, board meetings to figure out what to do and how to deal with this attack from Amazon. As Jim tells the story from those days, they were looking for other examples of companies that Amazon copied their offering and how they reacted and how they handled it. They could not find one story where the company that Amazon decided to copy won. So basically, they surrendered. Square surrendered. What an innovation. They decided to do nothing. They continued building their business. They continued growing without knowing why. What was their secret sauce, really? And then, just a year later, around Halloween 2015, they did receive a message that Amazon is withdrawing its product, the black box that they called Register. And here is the happy ending of the story. To every single customer that was using Register from Amazon, Amazon shipped in their box with the smile a square white gadget. Jim McClevey tells the story very well. It's in his book, The Innovation Stack. And it's only later that the company realized that they had actually built an innovation stack, a whole ecosystem that serves sellers, small business owners, that is beyond the one gadget, and also another ecosystem that serves retail. Square has actually built these two ecosystems. And much like Warren Buffett talks about a moat, we can talk today, in today's lingo, about an innovation stack. So look for innovation stacks, look for Square, look for examples like Square, and look to uncover where there is an innovation stack in the works or completed. Square is a company that it's not coincidental that it is included in over 110 ETFs that are either focused in fintech innovation or are actively managed EDFs. So to wrap up the two stories, it's all about surrendering to forces while you're building your ecosystem. Trust in building an ecosystem, not a single product, not a single service. This is the idea that both Square and Bank of America have in common. This is the thread to watch for, whether you're looking for investments or to identify the next trend. What kind of ecosystem, what kind of innovation stack is being built?